Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So in my previous few videos, I have shared what is the truth of Wing Chun in the history. And I also have pushing for split apart the Wing Chun pre-1875 and the Wing Chun post-1875. As we know today, today's Wing Chun is based on the Wing Chun post-1875. I'm pushing to break it apart, split apart. So here on the 1850s Wing Chun and the post-1875 Wing Chun are two different identities. Well, you can watch my previous video on this. Now, due to I'm sharing these videos, many of our Wing Chun friends is asking me to share some techniques of the 1850s Wing Chun. So one of the friends messaged me, asked me to show the Wing Chun techniques of 1850 so that he be able to understand and be able to know what it is. Well, actually, this type of request has been often I receive this type of request. I reply him straight. You will never be able to learn whatever techniques I show in the video. If you want to really learn something, go read my book, The Restricting Wing Chun in Amazon, that record what is the truth of the ancient. So I don't have a Wing Chun. What I present is what is presenting in the ancient by records. Well, of course, when I tell people like that, will people buy in? Of course not. Like even you are not buying. So why do I say this? Why do I say that you can see what I do, but you will never know what I'm doing? Well, because the post 1875, the mentality, the mindset is completely different than the 1850s Wing Chun or the uh, ancient Chinese martial art mentality. If you look at like today's Wing Chun or the Wing Chun in the past 100 something years, number one thing is always people say, oh, I belong to this lineage. This grandmaster is my teacher. Or I have interviewed this grandmaster in China, so forth, so forth. But did they tell you what did they learn from their grandmaster? Did they tell you the technical content? What did they get? They developed from their particular grandmaster? If you look around in the history, it is none. It was only this person passing to this person, or I and the secret student of this person or this person. That is one type of mentality. It says nothing about the technical. Another type of mentality is secret sets. Somebody learn a set and then make a claim that there's a secret sets, mimic on it, and add into their own style. That is the mentality. And they will tell you about their secret set. How good is that? How advanced is that? Or this is from a particular grandmaster. But again, it doesn't tell you what is technically on those stuff. It's also mimicking. And the third type is usual is these days, in the past 100 years, people read about Tai Chi marketing, internal marketing, and they start to get those philosophy or get those whatever they read in the Tai Chi thing or hearsays, and then they put it into what they practice, and then they call those things as advanced art or internal or whatever. Well, that is the mentality after 1875. If you read history, that's what it is. Okay? So I'm here not saying this based on that I'm some kind of grandmaster or best fighter or the police of Wing Chun. I'm not. I'm just telling you what happened in the history. Like if we are in the college classroom now, we go through what happened in the history as it. Now, so what and why is it that due to this type of mentality, you will not be able to see, to understand what I'm doing? Why? And why do you need to read my book like Restricting Wing Chun really carefully, go back and forth, so that you understand the ancient? Why? Well, let me share with you. Yesterday in the video, I said that every traditional Chinese martial art has a theme. Like, for example, BJJ have a theme. The theme is to take the opponent to the ground. What is Wing Chun's theme? Wing Chun's theme is you dominate him here. At this body, stick to his body range or distance. That is the theme. That clear is the definitions of 1850s Wing Chun. It's called sticking body short strike, or it's called Tip San Tuin Da. You can check in Google and so forth, and you can find it. Now, unless we know what is a Tip San Tuin Da, what is the theme of this Wing Chun, there is no way you make any sense out of the techniques. Analogy. Say I live in San Jose. Our theme, our goal is going to San Francisco, going north. If you know that the theme, the goal is going San Francisco, how you drive your car now making sense. If you don't know you are going San Francisco, you say, I'm going to drive my car left, I'm going to drive my car right, I'm going to drive my car forward, I'm going to drive my car backward, I'm doing a cornering. What are you doing? And one of the guy would say, this is how you drive the car left. And the other guy said, you know, I have my secret way, my grandmaster, my lineage way. We are going to drive our car left this way, different than your way. You can go argue 130 years on those things. But what is it? That's just a wasting of time. Why? You never get to where you want to be. But in the first place, you don't even know where you want to be anyway. So that's why it's a wasting of time. So, if you don't know the theme of Wing Chun, the real Wing Chun is sticking body, short strike. You dominate your opponent in this close range. Your job is to get to here, dominate him. All your techniques, what is it? So that's why you often see people say, well, I will do a tan sao this one, and then a tan sao this degree, and then a tan sao that degree, and then tan sao and a strike. There is like you're talking about driving your car left 45 degree, left 60 degree, whatever, but you don't know where you want to go. Now, so why it is so critical that you need to know this theme of Wing Chun. Dominate him here. Why it is so important here? Why you want to be here? Why you want to be here? Why you want to always be here? Well, let me share with you. Wing Chun have 4 hands, like quote unquote 4 hands, beside your hand here, 2 hands here. Your leg here, where you attack him, is another hand. Your body or your butt area, which is sticking at him, is another hand. You have 4 hands. Once I get in here, I have 4 hands. Now, if you don't know this, you're thinking that you have only 2 hands like everybody. You do a tan sao this and hit, or this way, or whatever way. Your opponent have 2 hands. You have 2 hands. You're standing in your opponent's common general distance. If your opponent is as fast and as strong as you have a tough time to do what you want to do. Not to mention if your opponent is faster and stronger than you, then you know it doesn't work. Not to mention that if your opponent is like BJJ, right away they got into their team, your 2 hands wasted. So if you're keeping 130 years of this tan sao is this way, that tan sao is that way, oh, this is a low tan sao, this is a high tan sao, standing there or keeping distance like this, to the minimum you lose 2 hands already. You lose this hand, you lose this hand, you lose practically whatever under your arm. You want to talk techniques without your theme, knowing the theme of what Wing Chun is about? That's why I told the friends, you never know what I'm talking about. Why? Because in your mentality, it is your grandmaster, your lineage. This you interview this grandmaster, and you're a grandmaster too. Or this secret set, that secret set, internal power, and then this is a mind power, whatever power. But you do not even know that Wing Chun have 4 hands. And this is where you get into the advantages. Not standing here, doing this block, that block, this degree of angle, that degree of angle. It's what I just tell you. If the opponent is as fast and as strong as you got a problem to defeat him. If he is faster than you or stronger than you, game's over. You don't have advantage. And in fact, you have disadvantage because you don't know what you're doing. You're thinking that only this hand technique, that hand techniques, I can punch him, I can strike him. Compare with those who have themed that. A Western boxing will stay in the distance and they can play like Muhammad Ali or playing peekaboo like Mike Tyson. Are you going to say that you're standing down there using all your techniques? You can handle those things? Theme is about momentum. Techniques is about techniques. So just make an example. Like this hand in the shooting towel, and everybody today usually call it the Hun Sao. This Hun Sao. Then you can see in the YouTube for past 130 years, it's like standing like that, his hand here, you're going to Hun like this, and then you can punch him this way. By the way, in the ancient, this is not called Hun Sao, this is called Ngao Sao, hook hand. Okay, it's called hook hand. This is not Hun Sao. Hun Sao is this. This is Hun Sao. This is called Ngao Sao. Okay. So you can see everybody will say, well, I hook him here, I can strike him here. That's wrong. Yes, wrong. You are suicide. Why? The minute you put your hand like this, your wrist like that, if you take a strike over here, a strike, it's going to break your wrist. Okay? So that's one thing wrong. The second thing is he strike you, you hook him, you can punch him. What is the chance if somebody throw a middle punch at you and then you just hook him and punch him? Like karate middle punch, just a normal middle punch. What is the chance you can do that? And you can say, well, I'm going to hook him and then I'm going to strike him. Not to mention that you're standing in this range, you don't even know that Wing Chun have two more hands. So if you read my book, Restricting Wing Chun, you read it carefully. This Ngao Sao, what is this Ngao Sao for? The Ngao Sao is for, remember, Wing Chun's theme is get in here, dominate in here. The Ngao Sao is for when he strike me, either they strike me with a mirror punch or strike me with this ginger punch. By the way, when people strike you with ginger punch, you don't block in here and punch him. Forget about it because the ginger punch can change directions, okay? And it is really spear in really fast with the entire body. You don't stand there and do those kind of thinking like I can whatever techniques. So if I stand from here, suddenly he shoot at me with say a ginger punch or middle punch, lower middle punch. Guess what you do? You use a hook hand as a transitions to go in to him. Now I am in my Wing Chun position. My leg is attacking, my body is attacking. I have two hands here. I disable him. I dominate him. And you're using the hook to switch directions on the run because ultimate goal is end up to be here. And that technique, that Hun Sao technique, actually it's called Ngao Sao techniques, is from here. He's shooting at me here. Right away I get in. I using him as a stepping stone get in. Now I actually behind his hand, and I'm in this Wing Chun area where I have forearm. He want to struggle? Sorry, too late. Because you got his body. One, two, three, four. Ideally, that's what you want to be. Of course, it's going to change. And you're going to change. But no matter what it is, you're going to have the theme here. That's what this Ngao Sao is for. Read my book, The Resurrecting Wing Chun. And that is where you come with the plum flower footwork to get in. If you change in the middle, which is everybody will change expected, you change. Again, that is a plum flower. Now I'm behind him. Here, if he change, now I'm behind him. There is a plum flower footwork. So, if you don't know about this theme, you can spend 1,000 years talking techniques. It's called talking nonsense. Okay? Now I'm saying this straightforward to you. Why? I get really, really depressed the more I investigate into history. Really depressed. Why? You're putting people in danger. Having this big title. This grandmaster, that grandmaster, this secret and everything. But you put Wing Chuners in dangerous. Okay? So, if I don't explain to you here today, will you know what I'm doing for the Ngao Sao? You don't. You thought that I'm doing like everybody. Oh, Ngao Sao, and then I can strike, this kind of stuff. Or just Ngao Sao here, and I'm gonna strike standing here. You don't know the theme. You are not trained for the theme. Thus, you don't train Wing Chun. You train only techniques. Which, that's why everybody say, oh, Wing Chun have Tan Sao, Hong Ga have Tan Sao too. Hong Ga have this Bong Sao too, and Hakka have this thing too. Forget about it. Look at this Hong Ga going this close, this Hakka going this close. Everybody have different theme. Because of different theme, techniques are completely different stuff. You're not standing here like this Ngao Sao to pull him. Why do you want to pull him? If people are going to go this punch at you, you're going to pull him. He can just go change direction right away, piercing to you. You know this can change? All of those are the theme of the arts, of the style. They are playing momentum, not playing techniques. So if you don't know the theme, you don't learn the art. Disregard what art? You don't know. The same thing. If I want to do, say, even a simple Ngao Sao, do I need to condition my body? Otherwise, how can I get in? He's going to go fast. I'm going to go fast. Explosive. So like the other day, I said, first thing, you need to condition your body, like your plyometrics, your recycling momentum, like your momentum as power and your force flow, which is the dimensional strength, as I put everything on in the restricting Wing Chun already, but if you don't read it, you don't carefully read it with the mentality of the ancient, you'll never know what it is in front of you. So your Xiu Lin Tao, you have to have that. And when you do Ngao Sao, you're not going to put your elbow here or your hand techniques here, and then like for example doing this. Put your elbow here and doing this up and down. Are you serious? Do you know what you're doing? You know what is a Xiu Lin Tao for? Well, of course, the Xiu Lin Tao is supporting the theme. And over here, your entire body has to function. So, in the Xiu Lin Tao, when you do this, guess what? Your tendon from your arm to your to your shoulder blade down to your feet, all have to be one piece. That's how it's supposed to be. The minute you jam it here, your tendons utilizations is blocked in partial. Blocked in partial, you don't have the entire tendon hooked up anymore. You can train 1,000 years of Xiu Lim Tao that way, you still end up with a broken body. Why? Same thing, because you have no idea what is this theme of Wing Chun is for. Not to mention, if you don't have this, your tendon all link up together, your body link up together, your breathing is not going downwards. You're clamping your this like a really strong, put it a triangle shape. You say that they're scientific. What are you talking about? How is it applicable when you are here, your elbow is supposed to be here? How are you going to get close? If you cannot get close, you lost your one leg, one hand, you lost your second hand. Wing Chun had 4 hands, you lost 2 hands. So your Xiu Lin Tao completely losing 2 out of 4 hands. And you say they have this mind power, whatever power, lifting anus. Are you kidding? When you are here, can you stand a triangle, stand there? Can you even breathe when you are here? So again, you don't have the theme, you miss the theme, you miss the entire thing. Since 1875, it's been like that. That's why you cannot differentiate it is Wing Chun or Praise Spring or Wang Chun Eternal Spring. Anybody know Wing Chun and say, come on, this is not Wang Chun. Why? There's no Wang Chun in this world fighting with this team, with the 4 hand. Their design is completely different. Is that White Crane? Come on, White Crane fight this way? No. Is that Hakka? No. So it boils down to a very simple thing. Do you know what you are doing? Do you know what you are going to? Past 130 years is like that. I get very, very frustrated. What is all this grandmaster do? I respect everybody, but until I found it out, I said, what the heck? This is not grandmaster. They don't even know. So expecting, oh, this grandmaster know this because from ancient, he's a very reputable. You look at all the technical, you say, oh my God. So this is what it is. You want to know the truth? It is not Wing Chun anymore. And then you can do Chi Sao here. And then when you get close, you do BJJ. How is that supposed to be Wing Chun? It's just a coding, sugar coating with some Wing Chun look-alike techniques, but you are doing BJJ, sorry. Because people can read the theme of BJJ. Okay? The world is already like this, advanced. Who are we going to kid? So, I feel hurt. When I was young, I am like everybody too. I respect the old generations. And when people say this is the grandmaster, this is reputable, and so forth, so forth. Today, I look the entire thing on the history. Do they know this? They don't even know this. And it cannot link up to the Shaolin short strike, cannot link up to Qi Guang, it cannot link up to Buddhism, it cannot link to Taoism, all just talk, empty talk. And that's why lately those MMA young people in China, the Chinese, pulling up. You call this guy the saint of Chinese martial art? Come on. This guy don't never even fight anybody before. Yeah, one of the internal art, so-called grandmaster, the saint or the sage of the martial art, 100 years ago now being pulled up. It turns out it's what? The guy is a nice guy. Even he wrote a book and saying that this is what I know, and please feel free to add on when you investigate. Here's what? The student, the follower, boot him up, marketing, image laundering, until he is the saint of traditional Chinese martial art in the past 100 years. So right now it's facing the Chinese MMA player. This is the newspaper of 100 years ago. Come on. This demonstration, this is not fighting. Like at one of the boasting is saying that fighting 6 judoka. And people is questioning, can you fight even one? Look at what happened today. Can you fight even one jiu-jitsu guy? Not to say that you fight 6 of them. That's how bad it is. Of course, I'm saying this today. I share all this thing with you with one intention. When are we all going to wake up? You know what is the consequence of not waking up? And that's why, again, I chopped the entire thing, 1850s and 1875, out right away. I don't want to deal with it. This is what is in the history. This is what you guys here says. You can do whatever, continue on. But in the 1850 and what is trackable in the Chinese history and the theme of Wing Chun, it has to stay there. Nobody have the right to screwing around with that. Didn't everybody say, oh, 尊師重道, respect your teacher, and then you have to respect the proper way. Well, respect the teacher, respect the proper way is start with one thing. Be honest. Stick with the truth of the reality. Stick with what is the evidence of the history. Or else it's just talk. So as what I say, I'm 60 something. I am nobody. It doesn't matter for me anymore. I'm not in this agenda arena of fighting and everything. But how about the young people? How about the people now is training, keeping doing, but the day they get result never come. And then everybody learn like everybody. Oh, my way is a tan sao this way, a bong sao this way. Like the other day, there's one guy in China making a video said, bong sao like this is wrong. Bong sao has to be like that. I reply him, why don't you go read Chi Chi Guang's 32 momentum? The 31st is going in right away. Attack, attack, attack. Is that wrong? On the other hand, you say whatever this is right. You know what? I just beg you to get up. This is entire thing open. You just get a kick or a ginger fist or a hook. You KO. Okay? You want to play real? Have you ever really go into the open tournament? So you have tons of people who doing those idiotic stuff. Making this like movie like Wing Chun showing in the YouTube and saying this is right, this is wrong. Those who have no idea what is going on is going to follow that because it looks good. Well, of course, when you demo with your student, of course, it's going to looks good. So when is this going to stop? When is people take responsibility, say, hey, if you're my student, stop bullshitting this way. Because everything like this is going to go into records. You know how bad that is? So this is what I'd like to share with you. This is a reality. If you want Wing Chun to be good, it's time to awake. If you want to get something out of Wing Chun, it's time to know what is going on. If you are not a scam artist, then stop all those whatever is not proper. Those are not Chinese at all. Those are scam artist stuff.